reported us as inappropriate. Hey guys!
Hello.
Welcome to the show. We're just talking about good old Facebook.
Yeah.
If you have any friends that are over on Facebook, we are struggling to get it going this morning. So just, if, I don't know, they say something to you on YouTube or Twitch, just let them know Facebook is broken. So, it's been a struggle bus, I hear, the last few weeks.
Struggle bus.
On the Facebook. But Denny and I aren't here to struggle today. We're making saddlebags.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to do anything except for talk to you guys and annoy you a little bit.
You're here to entertain.
That's right. I'm here to entertain. Denny is here to do actual work.
Yeah.
So we started this on Wednesday. What kind of saddlebags are these?
These are, I'm going to call these 10 by 10 round bottom single billet saddlebags.
That is the longest name I've ever heard. 10 by 10.
That describes everything involved.
Round bottom, single billet saddlebags.
Yes.
Because it only has one strap.
One strap.
I assume it's a 10 by 10.
Yes, 10
and
by 10.
And the bottom is rounded.
Yes, 10 by 10.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful name. I love it so much. All right.
But we'll run out of ink printing it.
They also have bug eyes.
Yeah, fly eyes. That's what we have called the fly eye
The
bag.
fly eye. I like that. It's the fly eye bag.
Okay.
All right. So you got it started. We got the gussets put in.
Yeah, the gussets are all sewn in.
Yeah.
The edges are beveled and burnished.
Very good. Very good.
And they are accordion gussets.
They are accordion gussets. How fancy is
really
that?
Cool. Because if you don't, you call them wadded up gusset.
Yeah, well then I assume your bag is just it's gonna be a lot wider all the time. Whee!
Yeah, unless you don't have anything in it.
You know how to change, make it brighter.
Yes.
And it'll lay flat.
Nope, not that way. Hold please.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, look at that.
Yeah. But these also have another feature which you don't see on a lot of bags. They have what I call a billet loop.
Okay.
Which your flank billet on your saddle goes through that loop, and it keeps the bags from flopping all around.
Oh, nice. All right.
Some
looks like maybe you.
I punched 2 extra holes.
Don't do that. All right. And so then they go on opposing sides.
Yes.
I guess maybe the same side, but
yeah.
You lash it down. Look at those bug eyes. That's real fun. All right.
Okay. Next step is what we're doing right now. I'm going to attach the flap and the billet. But the billet is just square cut on this end.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to skive it down a little bit. And I will.
Oh yeah, because that's a big old fat billet.
Yeah. Because what's going to happen is going to rivet right here, but then it's going to turn over underneath and it's going to stitch through. But I don't want to stitch across that big old lump.
That's right. That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's unsightly.
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 So I'm just going to, let me scoot over here a little bit.
Oh, perfect. Maybe I'll put this thing up here.
Because I'm going to use that here in just a minute. Yeah, see how nicely that's skived down?
You're happy with that? Perfect.
Now it's not a big lump.
Now do it again.
Do it again.
Hello from everywhere. We've got New Jersey with Steve hanging out in New Jersey. We've got PC down in Carthage, Texas.
We had a lady from Grable, Wyoming that came in yesterday. She came last year, and she came back to see us again yesterday.
Oh, how fun.
And she was talking about our saddlebags. Hope she's watching, because they're elsewhere now.
Well, we're saying hi to you.
I forget her name. And I'm sorry, but my memory is...
Denny, I forget people's names. That's real bad.
Okay, now, time to disturb Luna. And set a couple of levels, but I'm going to set them on this.
Denny's just moving from one anvil to another.
Yes. Well, I don't
not
want to
really
break that rock. And that's easily done with...
Speaking of rocks, Kevin just got back from Tucson, Arizona, where he bought 11 pallets or so, I hear, of rocks. So any of you local people that always like to see what we get in after our Tucson trip, come see us in a couple weeks and we should have some new stuff out. want to make it, Loons? Come here.
You okay?
Come here. Go, girl. Look at you being so brave. Now, Denny, I do feel necessary to point out that you just used a metal hammer and a metal tool.
Yes, I did. And I, you know, that's not the greatest thing for your tools, but this rivet domer is probably 100 years old.
So why not make it look like it is?
Well, yeah, and I have a guy added this extension to it.
I saw that.
Because it was starting to mushroom over, and every time it would do it really bad, I would take it to a grinder and smooth it off.
So it's getting a little shorty?
He tapped it out and screwed an extension onto it. So now it'll take a long time to wear this one out.
See, that's what you got to do.
But anyway, when you're doing rivet and burrs, you know, for me, a steel hammer works better.
All right.
So that's what I use.
That's what I use. And a steel anvil.
Yes.
Good old cut off piece of steel with a hole in it.
Mm-hmm. And it's handy. I feel like Marvin Nolte. It's handy for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That little hole.
Yeah, we should do a live cab sale. I assume they did buy some cabs. So once we get some stuff, I mean, the stuff isn't here yet. It's still shipping back. They just finished up the pallets yesterday or the day before. You're just an old pro.
Mm-hmm. I've set a lot of copper rivets, that's for sure. Okay. I'm done with that, Luna.
Look at her. She's doing real good. She's just laying there. Just like a good old dog.
So now, I'm going to take this handy dandy little scratcher and scratch just a little bit on the top of this bag, because I'm going to cement it to the bag body.
That's right.
And if you want to,
I could start gluing.
yes.
You want me to skive?
I'll scratch that while you're spreading the cement.
You'll give me all the things.
Just don't go quite that far.
Denny got a little carried away.
I did.
It happens to the best of us.
This doesn't have to hold very much, just until I get it stitched.
Gosh, Denny, I almost wanted to ask you what you've been doing this past month, but then I realized you've just been recovering.
Yeah, I'm a recovering shoulder addict.
Is it feeling pretty good?
Well,
Oh, how's your therapy going?
every time I go to the therapist, I discover I'm not feeling so good anymore. Because those guys are merciless.
They got a job to do.
Yeah, and they do it. And they even smile about it.
I mean, when your whole job is just to watch people in pain, what else are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll just...
That was the first time I got a tattoo. The guy just kept laughing. I was saying all sorts of unkind things for hours. And he just smiled, just smiling. And I'm like, you enjoy this, don't you, Cliff? I'm like, this is where this is what brings you happiness here. Making people squirm around. All right, this brush is a little wayward, so...
It's a wayward brush, yes. But that's all right, because that will
just
peel
rubs
back
right
off
off.
if you
Yeah.
get a little too much. I'm going to put that knife away before I hurt myself or someone else.
We got another bazinga.
Oh, yeah. We finished Young Sheldon the other night.
Oh, did you finish?
Oh, yeah.
So now you're waiting for the last season just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Isn't it just the cutest little story?
It
Film
is
this
cute.
last season's not going to be the cutest little story.
It's not going to be the cutest little story.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, my son loves
Oh.
that show. Yeah, I haven't watched
He hasn't
it.
seen the end yet. Do you know what's coming, Denny?
No. Well, I know eventually he moves to New York or wherever they are.
No.
And lives with a bunch of people. And acts just silly. Just like Jonathan Winter always said.
Okay,
you
well
must
then,
buy
should I
loaf
ruin
and-
it? I mean, I feel like Denny's. You watch Big Bang,
Theory,
right?
You would kind of know what's about to happen.
You watch The Big Bang?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so what about his family life has to change in
Well, I
order?
know his father.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Is
what they're
gone.
doing in the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sorry,
but
I
what
I
I'm
was scared for you for a minute.
the gray area is I don't know if he dies or leaves. So don't spoil that
Gotcha.
for me.
Okay.
But I know he has heart problems.
Yeah.
He does. That's been brought up a few times.
Yes. Okay. I think this is tacky enough.
Denny, this is weird glue. What is this?
It's Masters.
Is it?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah.
Clear yellow. I don't know. It's not always like that. It sticks the same as always, so I'm not going to complain about it. Okay.
Does this look like Masters to you guys?
It looks more like Grand Grid.
It's not, though.
It looks like Tiger Balm.
It's some odd stuff, I'll tell you that. But it works. All right. I'm at the machine.
Well, William, here we go. This is putting her together. Yes, Limbs. It goes, okay, so yeah, so here we're at. Yeah. So here we are. We've got the lid on, and then we're gonna sew it here.
Help if I went to the...
It's fine. Okay. Just making sure that people saw how that went on there.
And if they will notice,
Yeah, can you go back to the overhead?
I skived this edge down a bit too.
Yeah, on the inside.
Yeah, because it's
Obviously.
pretty heavy leather, and I didn't want just a big old lump there.
Yeah. No big old lumps. Did you skive it down with a French edger?
Yes.
Yes,
I
you did. Eugene feels you with your rehab situation.
He feels me.
Yeah, he had to do that a few years ago.
All right. Eugene, did you have the same surgery I did?
No, he tore his pectoral tendon off of the humerus bone, which is not so funny, a couple years back. I know what you're talking about. Luckily, mine wasn't as bad as the shoulder. He says, you got it worse.
I had to do rehab on my feet. Fasciitis.
Mhm.
The whole, scrape the bottom of your foot. That was a nightmare. I couldn't sit still, and
Oh, I broke a needle.
Did you hit that rivet?
No. I was just going across my
He didn't skive that
my
strap down
lump,
enough.
lump.
Hey, Dean. Don't worry, we have to start all over. We broke a needle. We're really in there now. What do you need?
Got any pliers on you?
No.
Here, maybe these camel pliers will work.
Do you have needles?
Yeah, I got needles.
Speaking of Marvin with his little washer with all the holes in it, we've got it in a drawer over here. That needle's in there real good.
Sure wish I wouldn't have done that. Do we need that?
Dun dun dun. Broke it off real good.
shows everybody, hey, it happens to everyone.
Yeah, this is a tough stitch. In fact, I feel like I would hand sew that way before I would decide to machine sew that.
Well, by rights, I probably should have been using like a class 3 or a class 4 machine.
Yeah.
But this one can do it. You just can't be as uncareful as I was.
Denny was too uncareful.
I was uncareful.
Just cruising along.
He's probably trying to move it too much to keep it on that line. Popped it.
Now, the trick is seeing good enough to get this needle back in. What is this one I want?
Yeah, there could have been a number of factors. He was about halfway over his strap. Now this machine, it can take up to 7/8 of an inch. So really we should still be pretty fine. But Denny was probably having to maybe put more pressure on the project than what the needle could handle. That's...
I kind
Yeah.
of forced it.
Yeah. And so that broke the needle. I've done that several times. Those needles can flex, but not
They have a
all the
point.
way.
They have a point. And point.
Not as bad as the Lego Man. Listen, guys. The Lego Man will continue someday.
People still talking about it.
Yeah.
Still leave the video and just be like, you never happened. You guys can't prove it.
Okay. Back in business. Unless I do it again. Which I'm going to try really, really hard not to.
Really, really hard.
Really. Really hard.
Just a day in the life of a leather crafter. That is true, Larry. That is true.
I made it through the danger zone. Got that one stuck?
I think so.
All right.
Might hammer it a little bit. I don't know.
Ah, that's good enough. I think.
It's fine. Exactly. This is why don't run out of needles, just like don't run out of all blades if you are a hand sewer. Because there's always that chance it's going to break.
Okay, here we go, you guys. Keep your fingers crossed. It broke it again.
Wipe out.
Not everybody crossed their fingers.
Me and
That's right, someone forgot. Well, that just jacked my jaws.
Jacked his jaws. You probably got 207 on here, don't you?
No, that's
No,
138.
138. Yeah, if Denny probably should have nabbed that class 4 or 3, whatever it is.
All the rest of it is pretty lightweight leather, but this is 2 plies
This was the last thing you needed to sew today, though,
and
huh?
heavy.
All right, so maybe if you do this at home and you don't have a heavy stitcher, sew one side, jump over, sew the other side, and then come back in the middle and tack that down with your hand stitching. Honestly, you may not even have to do that, although you would have a gap in the situation. You do also have your Cobra shirt on today.
Yes, I do.
Tony filed the needles.
You did what?
Before you left.
Garrett said Tony was filing the needles
Yeah,
earlier to
probably.
weaken them for additional content value.
Probably.
Oh, do you know the needles? I mean, you probably know the needle size since you've replaced 2 of them at this point.
Yeah, it was this one.
Size 18?
No.
Oh, size 20.
Yeah.
Size 20 needle.
And if I was using a size 207 thread and like a 22 or a 24 needle, this probably wouldn't have happened.
You make threading that needle look easy.
I what?
You made threading that needle look just really easy.
That was just pure dumb luck.
The pressure was on and you succeeded.
No, this is the pressure right here. Let's make it over this hump. You can do it!
One stitch at a time.
Come on, 26. There she goes.
Anybody else have anxiety in their chest?
There she goes. Ain't nothing but a thing, says Dean.
All right.
Only 2 needles later.
Yeah.
Is that 3 needles later?
Well, yeah, one was in there.
Yeah.
And I put another one
3
in.
needles later.
Broke it. Yeah.
Got her done.
All right.
Oh, hey. I slacked off on my job here. Too busy watching you break things.
I'm glad we had this because I forgot to bring one in.
Would you scribe like a 1/2 inch on this little section here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Just thin that edge down.
And then you're going to wet it and work it over? Or does
I don't think I'm going to need to wet this.
Okay. I stole it.
Okay. It was petty theft. Because we do petty things here.
That's right.
Everything's petty. There you go.
Thank you.
Now, let's fold this over here. Yeah, perfection.
You're strapping your buckle line up?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ever worried about that?
Sometimes, yes. I'm worried about everything. I built a holster the other day, and when I build a holster, all I can do is estimate how much wider I need to make the top piece of leather to fold over and make it work. So after I've done all the work, put everything together, and for the final step,
Yep.
I just cross my fingers and hope it fits.
If all else fails, you get it real wet and you stretch it.
Yeah. All right. Now, I have, in the pattern, I have holes already marked for this billet.
Okay.
But I like to mark it myself. I like to wait till I'm done to mark them. So this will be the tightest it will ever be, right here. And I forgot wing dividers. Do we have any of those? Probably not.
Looking at this one.
That's all right. I've got
Just wing it.
I've got a ruler all Amazing.
sake, Denny.
Yeah.
Trip over the mat.
Okay.
Hi, Michael.
I'm just going to make these 3/4 of an inch apart.
Denny's just trying to get everybody to upgrade to a class 4. Listen. Oh, Denny, how about you come over here?
Okay,
Thank
how
you,
about
sir.
if I do?
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Justin. I was too busy reading comments. Listen, a class 26 and a class 4 are 2 different machines for 2 different purposes. The 26 is really the most universal if I had to, like, talk to you about a machine. But that doesn't mean it does everything. And it doesn't mean it was meant to do everything.
It did this.
It sure did.
it
Just
just-
3 needles later.
What happened was operator error.
Michael, everything in my life is green, so I'm going to say green.
Alright, got that done.
I'll let you choose. I don't have a preference. Yeah, if we hadn't broke those needles, we'd been flying through this hour.
Yeah. But I did. So we aren't. That's alright.
I think so.
You guys didn't have anything else to do anyway, right? They're all sitting there. Well, I was trying to make a living, but
Guys, this is just natural Herman oak. That's been antiqued. What did you antique it with?
dark brown, I believe.
Dark brown paste, or paste?
No,
Nope.
I used the gel this time.
All right, dark brown fee beans. Just Herman oak leather, y'all. Herman oak leather. Look how gorgeous it is.
And a little bit of neat's foot oil.
A little bit of neat's foot oil.
All right, we have 2 halves of a whole bag. Now, let's lace this puppy together, and then you can go get your horse and we'll put it on there.
All right, I'll do that. I'll have to call up a friend though.
All right, and I've got a
He's
piece.
so little.
I've got a piece of lace here, which I need to work on a little bit.
All right, so Chalk Rock Ridge in Wyoming has a question.
Okay.
He says, I've always heard not to sew all the way across the flap since it creates a perforated area.
It does. A flap is a little bit different deal, though. I mean, what else?
Well, so what he says is, does stopping short and adding rivets to the end make it that much stronger?
No, because your rivet will be a bigger hole yet.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're making a dotted line, like tear on the dotted
Yeah.
line. But there's not much else you can do. What you want to avoid stitching straight across on is a piece of strap work.
Okay.
You know, because
Yeah.
that will
The tension.
weaken it severely.
You know, and also just increase your stitch length. If
True,
you're real worried about it,
true.
you can have a longer stitch length, and then it won't be as perforated.
Yeah, but that is a good point. You know, you shouldn't stitch straight across a strap. That should be a last resort. But a flap like this, there's not much else you can do.
Yeah.
Really.
And there's not a lot of like pressure. Like you're
No.
not pulling on this very much. I mean, you kind of pull this strap down here. But this, once it's folded and once that leather's trained, it'll be fine. And like I said, you could always wet that inside to fold it over if you felt like, you know, you were worried about it ripping off somehow. But it should be fine.
Yeah. Well, and you don't want this to take a sharp crease.
Right.
That's why I didn't wet it.
Okay.
Because I want it to be rounded and look like it's
See,
normal.
he did it on purpose, guys. He knows what he's doing. Looks normal.
Yeah, all that abnormal stuff I do, I try to...
Throw in a normal thing.
I do it abnormally for a while, and then I say, man, I need to do this normal. And I'm just putting paste saddle soap on this piece of lace, you guys. because it makes it. I want to sit down. Too.
What if you buck stitched it?
Buck stitched that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could do that.
You could buck stitch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you have a piece of leather running all the way through and your holes are significantly far apart.
Right.
So, because he said that he has torn a set before, or a few sets, when riding in the mountains.
Well, if you hook them on something, yeah. But if you're riding a horse that weighs 1,000 pounds or more, or maybe less, but it's still a good sized animal, and you run a tree limb underneath a saddle bag,
Ain't nothing gonna hold
it
it.
doesn't matter if you've got it rivet stitched, buck stitched,
Yeah.
tied with a log chain or what, it's going to tear it up.
There's the matter of physics, I think.
Yeah. Physics, that's a good word.
That's a good one. Listen here now. It's Friday, y'all.
Gravity.
More science.
I'm going to put this on this, and I'm going to put this on this.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I loved it. So, I made that pendant a couple weeks back with the little fossil pendant that I did. And when I needed to go to sew it, it's so small. I didn't have there was no way for me to hold it and sew it. And I didn't want to put it in a stitching pony. Anyways, and so I had 2 granite slabs and I took pieces of leather and I put them between and then I just scrunched my little thing between the granite slabs and I sewed it like this. And there was a comment on the video that was like, nice sewing pony. Nice stitching pony. It was pretty good.
It is. You got to do what you got to do, you know.
That's right. Yeah. I made it work.
And if we wouldn't have told anybody, they would have never known.
Denny, has your hat size changed since your injury?
Yeah. Actually, my hat size has changed. I don't know. We were talking about hats the other day. Mm-hmm. I have a hat that I wore for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Literally, it's a really good hat. It's a 7X beaver hat, an old one, and the fur is so soft in it, and smooth. But it's been worn for 30 years.
Yeah.
But I had it in a hat box for 10 years now, and I took it out the other day, and it has, either my head has swelled up, or the hat has shrunken, because I need to stretch that son of a gun. Something happened, I don't know.
Something happened.
I don't know.
I was looking forward to it. Our heads swell up when we get older. I already have a big head.
Justin's like, I don't need my head to be any bigger.
I'll start reaching world records. Everywhere size 8.5. You probably go to size 7.
The Denny fan page on Discord is getting to you. That's what Garrett says. Your head's getting big. All Denny's stuff is good enough just to put on the wall and look at. That's why I have him start doing pictures, because I'm like, you keep making purses. Like, I don't know where to put all these purses that you're making. So we're going to start making pictures. So we've got the owl and we've got the bees and got our YouTube thing, and I don't know, just got to make things to hang on the wall. You can only have so many wallets, guys.
Well, you don't know, my Kansas City people are depleting my wallet.
Are they? Oh, good. It needs to be depleted.
I thought they were going to buy that round bag,
yeah?
The replacement for the first one they bought, but they decided against it. Okay, now I want to go under this one.
Yeah, Eugene, since I got my hat, I started looking it up because mine was a 6X, like fur content, whatever hat. And Chris looked it up a couple weeks ago. We were on our way to lunch, and there's no standard for the fur content. Every company does it differently. So it can be really hard to compare what the content is, and things have changed, and there's no set standard. And so it was. Yeah. I was like, all right, well, I'm happy with my hat, and it's a cool hat, and I don't really care. But
Well,
was-
it used to be, back in the old days, a 10X was as good as you could buy.
Well, when we looked it up, apparently, I think it was somebody had 100X. And like 100 was 100%. And I was like, how do I put that many X's on a hat?
I think they just have to write it.
Yeah. But yeah, and so that's just...
What kind of braid are you doing, Denny?
This is called a gaucho weave.
You guys are all wrong.
Huh?
Oh, they were trying to guess what you were doing.
Eugene out there judging beavers on their fur. That's not very nice of you, Eugene. They can only grow what they can grow, you know? Patrick, we will have Justin do that. That sounds like something he could do.
I don't know why they decided to use beavers to make hats out of.
Because they're water repellent.
You think?
I
Is
assume.
that true?
Yeah. That underfur is water repellent.
Huh. Well, good
Same thing.
choice then.
I just learned Denny something. That felt good. Beaver discrimination. Yeah, Ron, that's how inflation works. What year was back in the day? I'm curious. No, I do like my hat. I was worried that you were going to wear your hat today and I wouldn't have my hat on. And so I went back and forth for a minute, but I was like, I don't really want to wear it today. Not that I don't like wearing it, because I do, but...
I love your hat. You can wear a hat. I'll have to say that. There's a lot of people that can't wear a hat.
What's it going?
I know. Isaac is upset that I can wear a hat so well. I scared him the first day I walked in. Tony just started laughing at me and he didn't realize what was happening and then he saw I had a hat on.
Well, because you said howdy, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
always say howdy. I was like, oh, she's making fun of me. And then walking around the corner, I was like, oh, wow, she's got a cowboy hat on.
Texas got her.
That was fast.
Back in the day, better be longer than 30 years ago.
Well, you know, cars are considered antiques after they're 25 years old, I think.
Thanks, Denny.
Back it up. I'm on
I've always owned antique vehicles.
No, you got a nice truck out there.
Well, yeah, finally.
Denny's living the high life now.
Finally caught up to the present century.
Well, yeah, it's 2024. So here pretty soon, really,
Yeah.
at this point, if you have anything made in the 90s or before, it's an antique. Yeah.
Yep.
Justin, we're antiques.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Isaac's not quite yet. He's still just 24.
All right.
She's braided.
Now, put that through there.
What are other places where you use this braid, Denny?
Anywhere you butt two pieces together, you can use this braid. It's just kind of a decorative braid. I like it. And I'm doing this as an afterthought because the holes that I punched in this bag and in the pattern are a little bit too far apart to make it really nice. Because you want it really close together.
Okay.
You want it to, the idea is that it covers the whole thing. You don't see that seam.
Oh,
in the
gotcha.
middle. But it still looks good. Okay.
So would you have done a different braid if your
Yeah,
holes
I
were
would have
closer
just
together?
done it crisscross, like,
Oh, okay.
like tennis shoe braid or whatever you would call it. All right.
Guys, we'll be working on the patterns for these. It has been, we've been kind of juggling people around here, and so our R&D guys have not had a lot of chance to be R&Ding early this year. And so now that they're kind of back in the saddle, they're going to start working with Denny to get these patterns out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about these saddlebag patterns because there's something that I started
A
6 or
long
7
time ago.
years ago. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I've still got the original bags, but they aren't going to do much good as far as describing how you build them,
Right.
you know. But we'll go through some of them here
Absolutely.
in the videos.
Yeah. We're going to pre-do the whole segment as he works with those guys and gets the patterns done.
Yeah.
And then everything will be finished.
Yeah. And this set of bags is ready to throw on your old mule or whatever.
Did you talk about the how long you make these gussets here? I assume
no,
I would call that a
because
gusset.
I don't remember how long it is. All I have is the original pattern that I had.
Well, let me just ask you this. How would you determine if you're making a custom set of these? Would you measure your horse?
No. Measure your saddle.
Measure your saddle.
Because you've got your skirts
'cause this
come
goes
together.
here.
Your skirts come together in the same spot this is.
Okay.
So, and the back jockey, which is the back housing
Mm-hmm.
on your saddle, is the same shape as this.
Okay.
So what you want to measure is from here to wherever the back jockey ends.
Okay.
You know,
Tips.
you don't want them to rest up on the horse's hips.
You're not putting them on the horse. You're putting them on the
But you don't
saddle.
want them to hang way down either.
Yeah.
You know, you want them to be pleasantly put out.
And I assume the goal is that you can get to them while riding,
Yeah. You know, most people wouldn't, but yeah.
if you needed to.
Yeah, that's what these are for. If
Your
you
horn.
need to get to them while you're riding.
That's what these ones are for. Look how cute those are.
Yeah. And by the way, for these bags that I just built, I do have a floral tooling pattern for those too.
Oh yeah, 'tis right here.
Yeah, because those were the original. That was the original. And the Kansas City people bought that set of bags too.
So this is once we get the actual pattern finished. They will have this with it, I assume.
Yeah.
So you can either do bug eyes or full floral.
Bug eye.
I do like these bug eyes. I think it's pretty fun because the more you get, the more buggy it looks.
Yeah. I think it's kind of neat.
Are these going to be next?
Might as well be.
All right, we'll start these next week.
Wednesday. Yep.
That's right, because we're doing saddlebags as long as we can saddlebag. Don't tell my boss.
And those, I won't floral tool the ones that we're going to build on the video. Since
I feel like at this point you have to do a whole set that looks like this.
Okay, yeah, that's what I will do. The palm.
And then we'll make a saddle.
It'll be.
And you can
bug-eyed.
do some of this with some floral.
Okay. Well.
He did buy
okay.
a tree, guys.
Now you guys, okay. This saddle that I'm going to build could possibly be the last saddle I build, unless I build more. But so I want to make it something kind of special, you know.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
He's not there yet.
I
It's going
think
to be
we
special.
need to have ideas presented to us. I don't do figure carving.
Okay.
So don't say you need to put a horse and a lady that looks like she's on the mud flap of a big truck or something.
I think you're Isaac's favorite person. I'm just going to say this.
100%.
But
All right.
anyway,
Yeah.
there we have it.
It's going to be equine kind of year here at Springfield Leather
Okay.
Live.
All right.
It's going to be great fun. Something special. All right. Well, that's saddlebag, 10 by 10, single billet,
Round bottom,
round bottom,
bug-eyed.
bug-eyed bag. So that is the conclusion of this guy. Once again, we're working on the patterns. They are not out yet. It will probably still be, I'm going to say, a month or two before we've got everything ready to go and figured out. But honestly, it's not too hard. Once again, if you are building this and you have the horse, you have this information. You'll know how far it needs to hang down. 10 by 10.
Right. Yeah.
And then I assume that you guys maybe went over some of the dimensions on Wednesday. But maybe not, because I wasn't here and Tony doesn't think about things like that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. We will see you all next week. Don't forget to pay your live shopping estimates. And have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.